44 million tons of farm animal manure is generated by the 6 states that make up the Chesapeake Bay watershed area annually. Pregnant women who are exposed to pesticides double the increase in the chance of their child having leukemia. We would not hear about these issues if we had taken advantage of organic foods. Organic refers to the way of farming, the effects on our environment, and the effect on our health. We should incorporate organic foods in our everyday life. So let's look at the method of farming. Pesticides are not used in organic farming. Plant and predators, such as birds and insects, help control this. Plant density helps control weed growth. Eventually, over time, plants become healthy enough to help fight off the diseases by themselves. Soil management is a key here. In a 9-year study by the USDA Agricultural Research Service shows that organic farming can help increase soil matter. I am talking about manure management and crop rotation. If handled properly, composted manure releases nitrogen into the soil. Crop rotation is basically just growing a different crop in the same area every year. This leads to better soil and added nutrients to that soil. The Organic Trade Association website states that it takes 3,000 years for nature to produce 6 inches of topsoil. We lose 1 inch in every 28 years due to conventional farming. Organic farming can produce 6 inches of topsoil in a minimum of 50 years. Cornell University released a study in July of 2005 that compared the yields of organic and conventional farming of corn and soybean. And they found out over a 22-year period that the yields were equal, except that the yields on organic farming were actually higher during the years of drought. This goes to show how nutrients are important in the long run in the use of the soil. So now that we've looked at the use of land, let's look at the benefits of our environment. Let's take the Chesapeake Bay, which is vital to my home state of Virginia. The Chesapeake Bay Foundation is a nonprofit organization that benefits the bay. It released a fact sheet in April of 2005 that describes how the Susquehanna River, which starts in the state of New York, travels through the state of Pennsylvania, and enters into the bay, actually provides 50% of the fresh water that enters the bay. It also produces half of the pollution in the bay. Because of runoff of fertilizers from the soil and runoff because of animal manure into the streams, it creates a nitrogen, phosphorus, and sediment pollution of the bay. So let's take an example of the state of Pennsylvania. It annually generates 30 million tons of farm animal manure, which contains 171,000 tons of nitrogen and 81,000 tons of phosphorus. So then we look at runoff from fields, which takes away the much needed topsoil and the fertilizer in that topsoil, which runs into the streams and then runs into the bay. Organic farming can eliminate a portion of these problems. Erosion doesn't happen in organic farming because the ecosystem allows for the filtering of water and nutrients into the soil, which makes it healthier. So the use of composted manure also is used in organic farming. So if farms utilize organic farming more frequently, we would have less manure to actually enter into the Chesapeake Bay. As you can see, organic is as much about the environment as it is our health. There are many studies that show that nutrients and vitamins are greater in organic food. Yet, studies also show there is a link between pesticides and diseases such as cancer and diabetes. The Organic Center website shows that eating organic can help slow down and eventually increase or reverse the increase in type 2 diabetes in children. Some researchers will say that conventional foods have an acceptable amount of pesticides on them for adults. What is concerned here is the exposure to unborn fetuses. Studies have just shown a link between pesticides and diseases such as type 2 diabetes in children. So let's look at a bag of organic carrots, as shown here with the USDA certified label on the bag. And we have a bag of just carrots. You're in the store and you see these two bags, and yet they're priced similarly. Which will you choose? Well, let's see. We have a carrot from the regular bag, and we'll have a carrot from the organic bag. Looks the same, seems to be of the same quality, and I'm sure it tastes the same as in prior taste tests that I have done. So, in conclusion, we can now make our own choice. Organic farming saves our environment, is sustainable, and is healthier for us. So, isn't it easier to make the decision to eat organic?